the flag. Jacob's going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Perfect. Nice done.
Look, all of us were a bit surprised, I think we would say, when Governor Ritter appointed Mike Bennet to the United States Senate. But within just a few weeks, it became apparent to me why. Because he's a deeply talented man. He has a breadth of experience. He is all about finding solutions, not playing political games. You all know there are way too many political games being played in Washington, D.C. And he has real life experience. He's created jobs. He's turned around distressed companies. Congressman Polis talked about his work with the most important resource we have, which are our children.
So my children, probably like your children, seeing the possibility of TV, somehow managed to get us to turn it on. So they watched it the whole time while we were there, in flight, at the other end when we had landed. And I finally said to Anne, who was sitting next to me, this is Anne, she's 5. I said, you're addicted to that thing. And she said to me, I am a TV junkie. I cursed the day that infernal machine was invented. And I thought, wow, from a 5-year-old, that's pretty amazing. So I said, where did you get that? She said, from TV. We went up to Fort Collins and we had a barbecue last night, and you know how these car trips are if you've got kids or grandkids. The first 45 minutes or so go pretty well, and then all of the slapping starts and the fighting starts in the back, and everybody pretends it was someone else's fault, not their fault. In my wildest dreams, I would not have believed that experience in the front seat of our minivan would have prepared me for service in the United States Senate. But it is like that too much, too often. The last month that we've been there, the last work period, so-called work period we got nothing done. We've gotten a lot done since the president was inaugurated, since Mark Udall got back there, but it's gotten harder and harder and harder to do this work. And there are a lot of people that want to criticize it. I'm very critical of it. I think these institutions need to be fixed. I think that they're broken, but they need to be fixed. My report to you, having traveled all across this state and had countless town hall meetings all over the state, is this. The aspirations that we share for our kids and our grandkids, for our country, for our state, whether we're Republicans, unaffiliated voters, or Democrats, whether we're rural or whether we're urban, are so much more powerful and important than the issues that politicians back in Washington seek to divide us on, or than the stuff you see playing out on your cable television set at night. And I know that because this is one of the longest speeches I have given since I've been in this job. Because as those of you who've been to my town halls know, I do about 3 or 5 minutes at the beginning, and the rest is left open for questions, for criticisms, for a crosstalk so that we can reach that agreement. I think it is incredibly important that those of us that are in these offices, and the American people as well, can acquire, that we can acquire as shared an understanding of the facts as possible to deal with the extraordinary challenges that we face. Look, that bus was built in 1964. I was born in 1964. That was the last year of the baby boom generation. And for my money, no generation of people in the history of the planet has been given more than we were given. And we find ourselves at risk of being the first generation of Americans to leave less opportunity, not more, to our kids and our grandkids. That would be shameful.
The Cent Solar deal fund that the president announced this morning. Can you comment on that, just in terms of it?
Yeah, it's tremendous. I think it's going to be great for Colorado. I don't know, I didn't read the report this morning, so I didn't see the final number of jobs, but this is hundreds of jobs.
They're guessing 2,000.
Yeah, not thousands. And
2,000, sorry.
That's yeah, but that's Indiana and Colorado.
Right, combined, yeah.
Yeah. So, but I think it's a tremendous step forward. A great example, by the way, of people in the congressional delegation working together. Mark and I and Betsy Markey all sent letters supporting the grant application. The grant application was a tremendous piece of work, and you know, sometimes what I say to people back there in Washington is, Washington may not be ready or willing to compete with China, but Colorado is. And I think we have the potential to lead all 50 states in terms of creating an energy independent future for our kids, creating a cleaner climate, and driving our economy as well. And what that comes down to is a new energy economy. And this is a great vote of confidence in what's going on in our state. And it's not about personality. This is about all of you and all the people like you all across the state that have a set of American ideals that says part of our job as Americans is to make sure we do right by the next generation of Americans. So will you help? Will you help? Make sure we get there, knock on doors, make calls, and tell your friends and neighbors. And we'll hold the seat in 2010 and I think surprise a lot of people.
Yes.
Thank you for being out here today.